warned this video will contain spoilers. Harold Perrineau's performance in this episode of From was nothing short of mesmerizing, and I honestly think it's time to push for his Emmy nomination. His portrayal of Boyd, particularly in the scenes following Tian-Chen's tragic death, was gut-wrenching and emotionally raw. Watching Boyd haunted by flashbacks of that horrific moment, we're reminded that even in a show filled with unsettling imagery, some moments really push the boundaries of horror and emotional depth. The way the episode opens with Boyd in the barn, speaking in Chinese and filled with guilt, adds another layer of trauma to his character. The death of Tian-Chen has clearly sent shockwaves through the town. That funeral scene where Christy and Jade prepare her body was one of those moments that really stood out. The weight of grief and loss permeates everything, especially for characters like Kenny, who has now lost both of his parents to this cursed place. Boyd's confession to Kenny about witnessing Tian-Chen's death adds another heartbreaking layer. As we watch Kenny fall apart under the weight of his own sorrow, it's not just about survival here. It's about the emotional toll this town is taking on everyone. But it's not all heartbreak in this episode. We get some major revelations and two chilling mysteries that are bound to leave fans with plenty to theorize about. First, let's talk about Fatima. Something is clearly wrong with her pregnancy. Something far more sinister than just morning sickness. The way she reacts to food, the blood, the changes in her teeth. It's unsettling. And when she devours those rotting vegetables, it's a disturbing indication that whatever's growing inside her isn't just a normal baby. The implications are terrifying, and it opens up a whole new avenue for speculation about what's really happening in Fromville. Then there's that eerie moment at the end of the episode. Jim gets a phone call, and it's his deceased son Thomas on the other end. Or at least it sounds like him. This was one of those moments that leaves you questioning everything. Is the town manipulating Jim's grief? Or is there something even darker at play? It's hard to tell, but the implications are chilling. And considering that Jim's already under pressure from his daughter Julie, this moment could be setting up a mental unraveling for him in future episodes. Tabitha's storyline is another intriguing part of this episode, especially as she delves deeper into the mysteries surrounding Victor's family. When she finds herself in the real world, trying to track down Victor's house using that lunchbox, it's clear the show is hinting at a bigger connection between Victor's past and the supernatural occurrences in the town. The moment she meets Victor's father, you can sense that this is just the beginning of some huge revelations. His mention of the children in the tower, and the chilling reference to the basement, all lead to a greater mystery that fans are bound to dissect. When he finally takes Tabitha to the basement, and we see those paintings, wow. The artwork is filled with clues. The faraway trees, the stone slabs, the monsters, and that lighthouse. It's like a visual treasure trove for fans who love to pick apart the show's cryptic imagery. These paintings might even hold the key to understanding the boy in white and the dark force at work in Fromville. As for Boyd's story arc, the dynamics are shifting. Communication is improving among the characters, which is refreshing, but it's still frustrating to see Boyd keeping things to himself. Why hasn't he told Jade about his tunnel experience? There's a sense that characters are still holding back crucial information, which is only prolonging their suffering. And Kenny's plan to burn the monsters? I can't help but feel that he might be onto something, even if it's a risky move. Now, let's talk about the pacing. I appreciate the weekly releases because they give us the time to really dig into each episode, to theorize, and to make predictions. That said, the suspense is killing me. This episode left me wanting so much more, and I can't wait to see where the season takes us next. What are your thoughts on Fatima's pregnancy? Do you think Jim's call from Thomas is a trick? Or could it be something else? I'd love to hear your theories, so drop them in the comments below. This season continues to surprise, and I'm excited to see what comes next. Let's discuss everything that's happening in Fromville.